will show you how to make a colorful snowflake pennant banner. Now that we are in for some winter weather and some time indoors, it's a great opportunity to get creative and brighten our spirits and the spirits of those around us by showing our appreciation for their unique traits and talents. In this project, we will learn how to cut a 6-point snowflake out of repurposed book paper, dedicate each snowflake to a friend or family member, and also recognize the qualities that make them truly amazing. To get started, let's take a look at our supplies. Supplies. If you received a supply kit, the following supplies will be included in the bag. Additionally, you will need a pair of scissors that are safe for you to work with. And if you are supplying your own materials, you will need all of the following items: 12 pieces of colored construction paper cut into 12 pointed pennants, 12 pieces of colored construction paper cut into 12 circles that are 5 inches in diameter, 12 pieces of repurposed book paper or white copy paper cut into circles that are 6 inches in diameter, 1 standard glue stick, approximately 12 feet of yarn, and if you're working with your own supplies, a hole punch, and for everybody, an old magazine or newsprint to glue on top of. Excellent, let's get started. Step 1, making a 6-point snowflake. Our first step in making our snowflake pennant banner is to learn how to cut a 6-point snowflake. First watch while I fold and cut a snowflake, and then go back and watch again while doing it with me. Use the book paper circles provided in your kit or start with some practice paper from home. First off, folding. Fold 1. Simply fold the circle in half. Crease sharply. Fold 2. With the long side down, fold in half horizontally. Crease sharply. Folds 3 and 4. With the curved edge up, fold the left and right corners inward one at a time. Split into thirds by matching the side of the half being folded to the side and shape of the remaining half. When the size and shape of this triangle matches the size and shape of the remaining paper, just crease and fold the left half over the right half. And crease. And that's all the folding. Now cutting. First, we'll cut across the top edge of our snowflake. If we want to make a 6-point snowflake, we'll cut on a diagonal from the right-hand side, anywhere on the right-hand side of the snowflake, over to this top left corner. Like this. Next, we can cut shapes from the left side and the right side. The only rule here is that you don't want to have the shapes you cut from the left side and the right side touch in the middle, or else the snowflake will break apart. Watch while I cut some curved shapes. And maybe we'll do a triangle shape. And as many shapes as you can fit into your snowflake without it falling apart in the middle. And watch out for your fingers. All right, there we go. In the snowflake, I cut 3 shapes out, and also you can cut across the triangle tip, either straight across, on a curve, or on a diagonal to leave a hole in the center of your snowflake, or you can leave it just like it is. I'll cut a diagonal. And now unfolding. Ta-da! Step 2. Completing snowflakes out of repurposed book paper. When you feel good about the snowflakes you are making, make a snowflake for friends and family members and one for yourself too. I have included 12 book paper circles for you to use. Get creative. You don't have to make a 6-point snowflake. There are other styles you can create just by experimenting. While you work on your snowflakes, be thinking about which snowflake is a good fit for each friend or family member. Also be thinking of a special trait about each person that you really admire. For example, this snowflake is for my big sister, Christine. I appreciate that Christine is a courageous healthcare worker who takes care of many people in need. Christine is dedicated and compassionate. Start making your book paper snowflakes and keep listening while I share a little bit more about book paper and books. Wait a minute. When are we allowed to cut up a book anyway? Isn't that illegal? There are some circumstances when a book is no longer useful for its original purpose. Damaged books, books with outdated or inaccurate information, and books that are replaced regularly with a newer edition are an example of this. Even in a library, limited space causes librarians to make careful decisions about what books stay put and what books get recycled, or in this case, upcycled. I received special permission from the Otis Library to repurpose this recycled children's dictionary for our project today. Always get permission from a grown-up before repurposing a book. Okay, so if we are going to repurpose a book, let's take the opportunity to study the anatomy of a book as we take it apart. Anatomy is a fancy word for the parts and names of an item, in this case, our children's dictionary. First is the cover. We have a front and a back cover, and some covers are cardboard covered with paper over the top, and some have cloth over the board instead. Throughout the history of bookmaking, book covers have also been made from many materials, including leather, wood, and even metal. Inside the cover is a piece of paper called the end paper. It is adhered to the inside of both the back and the front cover. This helps tack down the paper from the cover, which has been folded over and glued beneath the end paper. My favorite part of the book is the first page, which is often left blank or is printed with a fancy design that may match the end paper. This page is called the flyleaf. In my book of fairy tales, the end paper on the left matches the flyleaf on the right. Also important to the book anatomy is the title page. The title page lists the title, author, illustrator, and on the back, the date of publication. This information is important to readers and also to librarians who keep track of books in our library collection. The back edge of the book is called its spine, which is a lot like your spine or backbone. The entire binding is held within the spine area. All the pages that make up the middle of the book, these ones, are called the text block. You can see where I removed part of the text block for use in your project. Inside the crease of the cover is the hinge. This works just like a door hinge. It allows something flat to rotate on one axis. Watch while I slice open the hinge to reveal the binding. Let's see if we can get this to go. All right, there we go, and we can see that a binding is made of glue, string, and sometimes cloth, which are used to make a strong yet flexible binding that allows the book pages to turn gently. So right here is the edge of the binding or the spine, and right inside of there is some cloth right here that really holds all the ends of those pages together with glue and that little strip of cloth here. Excellent. Now that we know a little bit more about book paper and book anatomy, let's get back to our project. Step 3, assembling the pennants. Back to our project. Have you finished your snowflakes? When you are ready, pair a colored construction paper circle with each colored pennant. Glue each circle in the center of the pennant so it looks something like this. I chose an orange pennant and a yellow circle for myself because those are my favorite colors. Next, use a glue stick to gently glue the appropriate snowflake on top of each circle. If you have a magazine or newspaper, use one fresh page for each snowflake. And just go gently and a little bit quickly so that the glue doesn't dry before you have a chance to stick it down. There we go. And we'll place this, we don't want to set that there, on a fresh page. And get this snowflake glued down. Excellent. Step 4. Add favorite traits about the people you love. Use any writing utensil to carefully label the snowflake pennant with the word you chose for that person. I will write the word compassionate across the top, bottom, or diagonal of the pennant for my sister, like I have. I like to use pencil first. Complete this process for each person you made a pennant for, and don't forget to add a trait you appreciate about yourself. Step 5. String together the pennant banner. Our final step is adding yarn to string together the pennants of our Snowflake pennant banner. There are 2 holes at the top of each pennant. Carefully push the yarn through the hole in the left of the pennant and then through the hole in the right side of the pennant. I like to thread the yarn down through each hole so that the line crosses the back of the pennant. You can also thread the yarn up from the bottom so it crosses the front of the pennant. Let me show you. If you thread the yarn through from the top down to the bottom, and then from the bottom up, the long line of thread will lay across the back of the pennant. And you can do this any way you like. Thread every pennant you completed onto the yarn to complete your snowflake banner. Excellent! Thank you for joining me for Snowflake Pennant Banners with Kathryn. I hope you enjoyed learning, creating, and honoring the people in your life. Stop back soon for more arts programming with the Otis Library.